Not every Hollywood spotlight leads to a happy ending. Behind the glamorous red carpets, blockbuster movies, and fame lie painful hidden stories that few get to see. For many actors, alcohol isn't just a passing pleasure, it becomes a deadly trap that causes them to lose themselves and ultimately their lives. In today's video, we'll take a look at some of the most tragic and haunting deaths of Hollywood stars who fell victim to alcoholism. These aren't just stories of regret, they serve as a clear warning about the harsh dark side of the entertainment industry. If you've heard stories like these before, type 1. If this is the first time you're learning about them, comment 0. And if you find this video worth watching, don't forget to hit subscribe to support the channel and stay tuned for more exciting content. Spencer Tracy was not only a legendary screen icon with countless unforgettable roles, but also a heartbreaking example of the devastating consequences of alcoholism in the entertainment industry. For many years, he struggled with addiction, which severely deteriorated his health. The pressures of showbiz life, complicated relationships, and loneliness pushed him into a downward spiral that was hard to escape. Alcohol became a shield to mask his inner pain, but at the same time acted as a double-edged sword, destroying both his mind and body. Despite a brilliant career and being beloved by audiences, Spencer Tracy could not avoid the tragic fate that many fallen artists have faced. In his final years, Spencer Tracy's health severely declined due to liver damage and cardiovascular diseases related to alcohol abuse. His passing at the age of 67 left an immeasurable loss for the global film community. His story serves as a powerful reminder of the dark side of fame, the fragility of human beings under pressure, and the temptations that can easily lead to self-destruction. No matter how bright the spotlight shines, every person needs care and protection from dangerous habits like alcoholism. Moreover, Tracy's life shows that success and talent are not strong shields against mental and physical health challenges. It is understanding and support from loved ones, friends, and the community that can help those struggling with addiction find light and hope for the future. Bela Lugosi, the legendary actor famous for his iconic role as Count Dracula, was an irreplaceable figure in the horror film genre. However, behind his cold and mysterious exterior, he faced fierce battles with alcoholism. Alcohol abuse not only deteriorated Lugosi's health, but also severely impacted his career. Prestigious roles became increasingly rare, and in his later years he struggled with loneliness and poverty. His illustrious career was overshadowed by this destructive habit, making his death a tragic loss in Hollywood's history. Sadly, despite once being one of the brightest stars on the silver screen, Lugosi passed away, nearly forgotten, without receiving the care and attention he deserved from the industry to which he had devoted his life. The final years of Bela Lugosi were filled with pain and isolation. Alcohol had weakened his body to the point that he could no longer take on major roles, and he lived in poverty, nearly forgotten. Although once a cultural icon with a significant influence on the horror genre, Lugosi's career couldn't withstand the destructive power of alcoholism. When he passed away in 1956, he left behind not only the image of a classic legend, but also a stark warning about the dangers of addiction in the entertainment industry. His story reminds us that no matter how talented or famous someone is, they can still be destroyed by harmful habits and deserve more care and support to prevent similar tragedies. Michael Landon, the famous star of popular TV series like Little House on the Prairie and Highway to Heaven, also faced struggles with alcohol addiction in his personal life. Although his on-screen image was always that of a strong, devoted, and compassionate man, Landon went through intense internal battles with alcohol abuse, which significantly affected his health and personal relationships. Many fans were unaware that behind the glamour of a talented actor lay silent years of struggling with addiction. The pressures of his career combined with personal hardships are believed to have contributed to his vulnerability to this harmful habit. Michael Landon, the famous star of hit TV series like Little House on the Prairie and Highway to Heaven, also faced struggles with alcohol addiction in his private life. Although his on-screen image was always that of a strong, devoted, and compassionate man, Landon battled intense inner struggles with alcohol abuse, which significantly impacted his health and personal relationships. Many fans were unaware that behind the glamour of a talented actor lay silent years of fighting addiction. The pressures of his career combined with personal hardships are believed to have made him more vulnerable to this harmful habit. Barbara Payton was once one of Hollywood's most promising actresses in the early 1950s, known for her stunning beauty, sensual presence, and natural charm on camera. She was expected to rise to A-list stardom after her role in Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye, alongside James Cagney. However, behind the glamour was a chaotic personal life. Drawn into drinking scandalous romances and noisy love affairs that made headlines, Payton gradually lost her career. Poor choices and severe alcoholism led Hollywood to turn its back on her, transforming her from a shining star into a forgotten name. In her final years, Barbara lived in poverty with no close friends or family, wandering the streets of Los Angeles and resorting to prostitution to survive. She suffered from serious health problems such as cirrhosis, pneumonia, and severe physical and mental exhaustion. Her worn-out body no longer resembled the beauty icon she once was. In 1967, Barbara Payton died alone in a rundown apartment at the age of 39, a tragic end to a life drowned in alcohol scandal and regret. Her death is considered one of the most heartbreaking examples of Hollywood's harsh and dark side. Oliver Reed, the British actor, known for his rugged looks, captivating presence, and rebel gentleman aura, left a lasting mark through many memorable roles. He was famous not only for his explosive acting talent, but also for his wild lifestyle embodying the true bad boy spirit of Hollywood and 1960s, 1980s Britain. Reed openly took pride in his extraordinary drinking ability, frequently making headlines for loud, drunken episodes, brawls, and shocking statements. For him, alcohol was more than a habit, it was almost a personal statement, an inseparable part of the public image that was as notorious as it was magnetic. However, this unchecked indulgence became a double-edged sword, gradually leading him down a path of self-destruction and career decline, leaving behind regrets over a brilliant but ill-fated talent. In 1999, while filming his final scenes in Malta, Oliver Reed took part in a notorious drinking session that lasted for hours at a local bar. According to multiple sources, he consumed 3 bottles of rum, 8 bottles of beer, half a bottle of whiskey, and even challenged young sailors to arm wrestling. Shortly after, he suffered a heart attack and died on the spot at the age of 61. His death threw the entire film crew into crisis, forcing them to use special effects to complete the remaining scenes. Oliver Reed's sudden and tragic passing became one of the most poignant examples of the devastating consequences of alcoholism in the entertainment industry, where great talent often comes with uncontrollable darkness. You've made it this far, and perhaps you can feel some of the regret and sorrow over the tragic deaths of talented actors once loved by the whole world. Fame, money, and the spotlight sometimes aren't enough to fill the emptiness inside, and alcohol becomes a double-edged sword offering temporary escape, but ultimately taking everything away. If you agree that fame doesn't equal happiness, please leave a comment with the word "agree" below. And if you know of any similar cases not mentioned in the video, don't hesitate to share them so we can continue the conversation in the comments. Peter O'Toole, known for his striking blue eyes and charismatic presence, may not be the first person associated with alcohol addiction, but he became infamous as one of Hollywood's most prolific drinkers. In a candid interview with David Letterman, O'Toole shared that his drinking habit was influenced by the cultural norms of his time, where alcohol was a common part of both socializing and professional life. He even admitted that he believed drinking helped enhance his performances, viewing it as a means to channel creativity and emotion on screen. One of the most famous anecdotes about O'Toole's drinking involves the filming of Lawrence of Arabia, particularly the camel riding scenes. Both O'Toole and his co-star Omar Sharif were terrified of camels, so they decided to drink to calm their nerves during the shoot. This moment later became a symbol of their bravery in facing their fears. When asked about it, O'Toole humorously confessed that he couldn't remember much of the scene due to the amount he drank, but at least he hadn't forgotten his lines. Despite his wild behavior, O'Toole remains an iconic figure in cinema, remembered not only for his extraordinary talent, but also for the unforgettable stories from his adventurous life. Joan Crawford, the legendary actress, not only made an unforgettable mark in Hollywood, but also became closely associated with one of the world's most recognizable brands, PepsiCo. After marrying the company's CEO, she took on the role of a high-profile brand ambassador, leveraging her star power to promote the business. However, this position came with more than just corporate duties. It also granted her some unique perks. During her international travels as Pepsi's representative, Crawford developed a reputation for her rather particular beverage preferences. Her go-to drinks included gin bourbon, Scotch champagne, and unsurprisingly Pepsi, making sure she always had a well-stocked bar wherever she went. However, according to many sources, this famous drink may have been nothing more than a prop, as there are rumors that Crawford preferred stronger alcoholic beverages. Despite the controversy caused by her unusual habits, Joan Crawford firmly established her place in history not only as a cinematic icon, but also as a powerful figure who skillfully navigated the complexities of Hollywood with grace and resilience. Her story reflects a blend of fame, business acumen, and a colorful personal life, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to echo in the entertainment world. Leonard Nimoy, a pop culture icon known for his legendary role as Spock in Star Trek, was one of the most beloved faces in American film and television. Although famous for his calm and logical on-screen persona, his off-screen life was filled with turmoil and pressure. During the early years of his career, Nimoy struggled with alcoholism, using it to cope with isolation, the stress of constant filming, and the burden of sudden fame. He admitted that he often drank alcohol right on set, even while maintaining his work performance. Behind Spock's cold exterior was a weary man. Fortunately, Nimoy recognized the seriousness of his problem and quit drinking by the late 1980s. However, the consequences of his past reckless lifestyle were irreversible. He developed chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, which, according to Nimoy himself, was the result of both his past smoking and the indirect effects of alcoholism and prolonged stress. In his later years, he worked to inspire healthy living and openly shared his illness to warn others. Although he passed away peacefully in 2015 at the age of 83, Leonard Nimoy's death left many regrets, not only because a legend was lost, but also because he stood as a reminder that even the strongest souls can be worn down by silent inner battles. Richard Burton, one of Hollywood's most revered stars, was not only known for his exceptional acting, but also for his ongoing battles with alcohol. During the height of his career in the 1970s, it was rumored that he consumed up to 2 or 3 bottles of vodka daily, contributing to a controversial public persona. Burton humorously claimed that he managed his drinking by sticking to just 1 bottle a day, and even jokingly said he felt sober after finishing 2 bottles, highlighting the severity of his addiction. Despite these personal struggles, Burton's acting talent remained undeniable with his iconic role in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966, earning him an Academy Award nomination. However, Burton's battle with alcohol took a heavy toll, deeply impacting both his health and career. While filming The Klansman, his condition had deteriorated to the point where he often had to perform scenes while seated or lying down just to stay steady. Realizing the severity of his situation, Burton made the brave decision to seek professional help and entered rehabilitation. Though he managed to break free from his addiction, years of excessive drinking had already inflicted irreversible damage on his body. In 1984, Richard Burton passed away due to complications from cirrhosis and kidney failure, leaving behind a remarkable legacy in film and a poignant reminder of the struggles he faced throughout his life. The legendary music icon Frank Sinatra, an irreplaceable symbol of his generation, was not only famous for his captivating voice and elegant demeanor, but also for his distinctive drinking habits. Sinatra was known to be particularly fond of Jack Daniels, so much so that he always had a glass in hand whether it was day or night. It's said that he had his own special recipe: 4 ice cubes, 2 fingers of Jack Daniels, and a splash of water, all served in a classic rocks glass. He was rumored to be able to drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels every day, a habit that deeply worried his doctor. While his career was incredibly successful with timeless films and songs, his drinking habit left a negative mark on his personal life. When intoxicated, Sinatra was known to be short-tempered and often had conflicts with journalists and colleagues. There's even a story about how his ex-wife had to hide in a room witnessing him drinking gin to the point of becoming aggressive. Despite this, Sinatra remained beloved by many, and his famous group of friends in Hollywood often joked that they were America's Olympic drinking team. When he passed away in 1998, a bottle of Jack Daniels was placed in his casket as a tribute to his special love for the drink. Sinatra left behind a monumental legacy, but also a reminder of the glamorous yet challenging life of a star at the peak of fame. If you found this video interesting and want to continue exploring more surprising stories from Hollywood, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest videos. Share this video with your friends so everyone can learn, and feel free to leave a comment below to let us know your thoughts on this topic. Humphrey Bogart, widely regarded as one of the greatest actors in American cinema, became an enduring icon with his unforgettable roles in classic films. Despite his remarkable career, marked by multiple Oscar nominations and legendary performances, his personal life was marked by struggles, especially with alcohol. Known for his heavy drinking, Bogart's behavior could dramatically shift after 11:30 p.m., when he often became aggressive and difficult to deal with. His drinking habits increasingly affected his professional life, with reports of him showing up on set drunk or even refusing to work. On one notable occasion during the filming of Sahara, he wandered around the Warner Brothers studio in his pajamas, refusing to take part in the shoot. A famous story goes that his wife Mayo had to bring him a full martini glass just to help him keep working. Bogart also got into trouble when he drunkenly fled from a restaurant with their safe, leaving it in the middle of Beverly Hills Boulevard. Incidents like these not only affected his career but also tarnished his public image. His lifelong habits of drinking and smoking took a severe toll on his health. In 1956, he was diagnosed with cancer and passed away shortly thereafter. However, in his final days, he still refused to give up drinking and was even seen enjoying a drink as his health worsened. Humphrey Bogart's life serves as a testament to the complexity of Hollywood legends, with a great career accompanied by equally difficult personal challenges. John Barrymore, one of Hollywood's brightest stars and a renowned member of the Barrymore family, left a lasting mark on the film industry in the early 20th century. Known for his remarkable performances, particularly in Shakespearean plays, and his iconic role in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Barrymore is widely regarded as one of the greatest talents of his era. However, behind his illustrious career, Barrymore struggled with alcoholism, which severely impacted both his health and his career. His addiction worsened over time, leading to a collapse in his personal life. A telling example of his dependency was when his second wife discovered that he had been drinking her perfume, highlighting the severity of his addiction. While Barrymore's talent was celebrated, his private life remained a continuous battle with the challenges he faced. In 1933, John Barrymore starred in the film Dinner at 8, where he portrayed a character struggling with alcoholism, which mirrored his own personal battles. Despite his undeniable acting prowess, his ongoing struggle with alcohol began to take a toll on his memory and ability to perform. At times, he had to rely on cue cards to deliver his lines, a clear indication of the damage his addiction had caused. This decline in his performance ability marked a downturn in his once thriving career. Ultimately, Barrymore passed away at the age of 60 due to alcohol-related health issues. His story serves as a somber reminder of the destructive power of addiction, even for those with extraordinary talent. William Claude Dukenfield, better known as W.C. Fields, remains a legend in American cinema, celebrated for his sharp comedic wit and distinct personality. With his unmistakable voice and mischievous charm, Fields captivated audiences in roles that blended humor and misfortune, creating a comedic legacy that still resonates today. More than just an actor, Fields became an icon of a particular era in comedy, bringing laughter to many, while simultaneously facing his own personal demons. Beneath his entertaining exterior, however, lay a life filled with challenges and personal turmoil. W.C. Fields was not only renowned for his comedic brilliance, but also for his notorious drinking habits. His alcoholism became a defining feature of his public persona, often exaggerated in cartoons that portrayed him consuming vast amounts of alcohol daily. While his humor continued to delight audiences, Fields' health began to suffer. The physical toll of alcohol withdrawal, along with setbacks in his career, eventually led Paramount to end his contract. Despite these obstacles, Fields managed to recover and keep going, though his ongoing battle with addiction remained an inescapable part of his life narrative. In 1937, W.C. Fields became a regular on the Chase and Sanborn Hour radio show, finding some solace and joy in broadcasting. The radio show helped him maintain his career and reputation while recovering his health. However, his personal struggles eventually became too much to bear. On Christmas Day in 1946, at the age of 66, Fields passed away from a gastrointestinal hemorrhage. His chaotic lifestyle and fondness for alcohol ultimately caught up with him, but he left behind a lasting legacy in comedy, offering a poignant reminder of the challenges of fame and personal battles. Jan Michael Vincent was a Hollywood heartthrob known for his striking appearance and iconic role in the TV series Airwolf. His rise to fame seemed almost serendipitous, with a chance encounter with a military recruiter leading to stardom. This breakthrough opened doors for Vincent, allowing him to work with legends such as Robert Conrad, Charles Bronson, John Wayne, and Burt Reynolds. However, his promising career was overshadowed by battles with alcohol and drug addiction. Despite his success, including becoming one of the highest-paid TV actors of his time for his role in Airwolf, his personal struggles ultimately took a toll on his career. However, Vincent's fame and success came at a high cost, as he struggled with severe addictions to cocaine and alcohol, especially during the second and third seasons of Airwolf. His dependency became more apparent, causing production delays and cost overruns, ultimately contributing to the show's sudden cancellation. His personal life was equally tumultuous, marked by multiple arrests for driving under the influence, a severe accident that resulted in a broken back and the loss of one leg, and allegations of domestic violence. Despite his handsome looks and magnetic personality, Vincent's substance abuse rapidly took a toll on his health, leading to premature aging. His story serves as a tragic reminder of the devastating effects of addiction, even for those who seem to have it all. Cary Grant, one of Hollywood's most iconic stars, struggled with alcohol addiction during the 1950s. In an unconventional attempt to overcome this battle, his doctor suggested a then-controversial treatment, LSD. Instead of rejecting the drug, Grant embraced it, seeing it as a way to unlock personal freedom and achieve clarity through its hallucinogenic effects. This experience not only helped him confront past trauma, but also provided him with a fresh outlook on life. He shared his newfound perspective with close friends, including Judy Balaban, the daughter of Paramount Pictures president, who reportedly believed that if LSD had a positive impact on Cary Grant, it could benefit her too. During his treatment, Cary Grant underwent around 100 therapy sessions each, allowing him to gain profound insights into his own psyche and the world. While the use of LSD was highly controversial at the time, it helped him achieve a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Cary Grant went on to lead a more tranquil life, passing away at the age of 82. His legacy is marked not only by his remarkable acting career, but also by his journey of overcoming personal struggles and finding harmony in life. Dean Martin was a beloved star whose onstage persona oozed charisma and style, effortlessly combining charm, humor, and a laid-back coolness. His image, synonymous with a drink in hand and a cigarette, became iconic, admired by fans worldwide. One of his most memorable quotes, "I feel sorry for people who don't drink. When they wake up in the morning, that's the best they're going to feel all day," further cemented his status as a larger-than-life figure. However, few were aware that this carefully crafted public persona was not entirely reflective of his true life. While often seen with a glass of wine, the reality was that his glass frequently held apple juice, and the cigarette was nothing more than part of his performance. This image created a legend, making men want to imitate him and women unable to take their eyes off him. At night, Dean Martin was a devoted father and loving husband, spending time with his family, enjoying cozy dinners, and occasionally sharing a drink with his wife. Despite his busy career, he knew how to balance his personal life with his work. Dean Martin passed away in 1995 at the age of 78, but his legacy lives on in the hearts of his fans. He was not just a stage legend, but also a symbol of grace, charm, and the ability to remain grounded in a world full of glamour. Elizabeth Taylor, an icon of beauty and talent in Hollywood's golden age, was not just famous for her captivating film career, but also for her resilience in facing personal demons. Alongside her professional success, she struggled with alcoholism and drug addiction for much of her life. In 1983, she made history by becoming the first major celebrity to seek help at the Betty Ford Center, a leading rehab facility founded by First Lady Betty Ford. This courageous step not only marked a turning point in her own recovery, but also helped reduce the stigma around addiction, providing a beacon of hope for others dealing with similar battles. After conquering her addiction, Elizabeth Taylor channeled her energy into becoming a dedicated activist, particularly in the fight against AIDS. She worked tirelessly to raise awareness and funds for AIDS research, prevention, and treatment. Using her platform, Taylor advocated for humanitarian causes, showing that her impact went far beyond her film career. Her transformation from personal struggle to global advocacy became an inspiring story of resilience. Elizabeth Taylor's legacy serves as a testament to the power of determination, showing that no matter how challenging life may get, there's always an opportunity to rise and create meaningful change. Errol Flynn, celebrated for his debonair looks and heroic roles like Robin Hood and Captain Blood, captivated audiences with his on-screen charm and dashing adventures. Yet behind the swashbuckling persona, his life was marked by indulgence, excess, and wild living. Flynn's off-screen exploits were just as dramatic as the roles he portrayed as he struggled with heavy drinking and cocaine addiction. His drinking habits became legendary, earning him the nickname the Liver of the Sea, due to the staggering amount of alcohol he consumed aboard his private yacht. In addition to his notorious drinking, Errol Flynn was infamous for throwing wild parties where sex, alcohol, and cocaine were in abundant supply. His dedication to his craft sometimes led him to extreme lengths, making it hard for him to remain sober while filming. Sadly, Flynn's life was tragically cut short. His pursuit of indulgence and adventure took a toll on his health, and at the age of 50, he collapsed in an elevator due to the severe damage caused to his heart and lungs. He died shortly thereafter of a heart attack. Flynn's story stands as a powerful cautionary tale, showing how a reckless lifestyle and unhealthy habits can lead to a premature end even for the most celebrated stars. The 1975 film Jaws was notorious for its challenging production, with many behind-the-scenes stories adding to its legacy. Beyond the massive fake sharks and rough seas, there were also tensions between the cast, particularly between Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. Shaw, who portrayed Quint, exacerbated the strain by frequently drinking scotch during long shooting days. His alcohol consumption created several problems on set, including escalating conflicts with Dreyfuss, which added another layer of difficulty to an already demanding production. Although an important scene in the film shows Shaw's character drunk outside of that moment, Shaw's drinking habit became a recurring problem, making the work environment tense. Dreyfuss, unhappy with the situation, openly expressed that he preferred to see his co-star sober and was displeased with Shaw's behavior. In fact, Dreyfuss angrily threw Shaw's glass of whiskey into the sea, clearly showing his frustration with Shaw's drinking habits, and perhaps this should have happened from the start. Despite the tensions between the actors, Jaws remains one of Hollywood's classic films, and the behind-the-scenes stories only add to the film's legendary success. The deaths you've just heard about are not only personal tragedies, but also reflect the dark and frightening side of fame and isolation in the entertainment world. Behind the glamour lies pain that not everyone gets to see. If you found this video meaningful, please leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss the next stories. Thank you for watching until the very end.